Hey, movie fans, and welcome to the 200th episode of the Uncharted Media Podcast. To be honest, Josh and I never really thought we'd get this far. Then again, when we set out to make this show, we didn't have any plan whatsoever. From creation to first episode was basically like 2-3 days maybe. It was like, hey, let's do this thing. Josh and I both at this point in our lives when we first started the show needed a creative outlet, and he and I back in college always talked about movies all the time. We did videos together, and it had been a really, really long time. So we're just like, podcasts are easy enough, not knowing how much time it would consume on our weekly basis going forward. But we're like, that seems easy enough. Let's do that. Do we know how to do it? No. And 200 episodes later, we're still trying to figure it out every week. It's how do we get better? How do we get better? But we're here now, 200 episodes. And first and foremost, thank you guys, because honestly, if you guys didn't listen each week, we would have stopped doing this a long time ago. But we get great feedback from you guys. We enjoy what we do. We're going to continue enjoy doing it. We're going to keep evolving and improving the show and making it as best as possible for you guys. And we're just going to keep having fun with it, because that's all we really want to do at the end of the day, is just have a fun, movie-centered escape for you guys to enjoy on a weekly basis. We just love what we do. I enjoy talking to Josh each week. I don't think without him, there's no Uncharted Media Podcast. Without him, I would not have lasted this long. If it was just me doing it, I couldn't keep it up. We've had other guests on the show from time to time. I've always appreciated having other people step up to the plate when need be. I enjoy having other people on the show, but Josh is the glue that holds the show together. I'm the structure. Josh is the energy from everything. So what we're gonna include for this 200th episode is I went through and listened back to every single episode of the show, pulled out the funniest, random, the best moments, the most iconic, if you want to throw that out there, if anything we do is iconic, but most memorable moments from the show, and even one or two genuinely emotional scenes, our most epic rants of all time. That's kind of just what this 200th episode is, a celebration of the Uncharted Media Podcast, celebration of movies, and just the fun that can be had with it. So whether you've been following us since day one with the very first episode, or if this is the first episode you've ever heard of us, I hope you enjoy and hope you have a lot of fun with it. Without further ado, the Uncharted Media 200th episode special. Hey, movie fans, and welcome to the inaugural episode, show, issue, whatever you want to call this, of the Uncharted Media Podcast. Newspapers aren't really as relevant anymore, but angry podcasters are. DC literally just up in the air like a flying Grayson ready to drop. I don't know what the future is, so I can't get too excited for this.
They get shot? I said, is that before or after they get shot?
Flying Graysons didn't get shot, dude. They fell.
Yeah, okay. Anyway.
Let's not argue Flying Grayson / Nightwing origin with the dude that literally has a Nightwing piggy bank.
I just want you to know how much I appreciate your passion for movies, because I get a good kick out of it sometimes.
My head hurts.
Well, I mean, sometimes you look at poop and it surprises you. Look, man, I don't need you coming all up in here with your facts, ruining my emotional outbursts. This episode is sponsored in part by KT Tape, kinesiology tape, keeping your body together when you can't.
Speaking of botch, looking at the career of Nicolas Cage,
Get out of here with your nays. Oh my goodness.
That was buttery smooth.
Ugh.
Speaking of buttery smooth, the career of Nicolas Cage has been a bit turbulent, to say the least.
I'm tired of just having fun with this. I want to make money.
Isn't that the point of podcasts?
Yes, exactly. Make all the money you can.
And it stars Kevin James, of all people.
Are you talking about Here Comes the Boom?
I am talking about Here Comes the Boom.
Yeah. Here Comes the Boom is so good. Oh, it's not even fair.
And everyone that's listening at home just turned us off because they're going, oh, God, they're talking about a Kevin James movie as a good fight movie. Oh, adults are going to be shoving kids out of the way for this one.
I mean, I won't lie to you. I'm probably going to elbow a few kids in the face.
I mean, they're shorter than you. I don't think you have to worry about elbows. Now, punting.
Oh, no. I'll lean down. I'm dedicated to this.
Where do you think it's at right now?
Say at least $1 million.
Wait, did you say at least 1 million?
Yeah. So, I don't know what you want from me, man. I went low.
You're saying
okay?
Venom has made $1 million so far. Wow.
That's a good thing, isn't it?
It's made over 800 million.
Oh, well, that's almost as much as I guessed. Just a little bit more.
Ladies and gentlemen, math has never been Josh's strong suit. $1 billion.
So, question of the day is, Nathan, you said that it's a billion with a B, but how else do you spell billion?
Emphasizing, because sometimes I need to work on my pronunciation. I didn't want you to think it was million because, a movie's going to make $1 million like Venom did. Wasn't she in The Devil Wears Prada? Because, you're the person that would know that.
I hate you. No, I don't think so.
I think she might have been.
I don't want to talk about this.
I don't remember. I don't even know if I've seen Devil Wears Prada.
I've seen it once.
I don't even know if I know what Prada is.
It's a brand of clothing. Anyway, let's move on.
Oh, which reminds me. One of my coworkers at work, where I've worked at my current location for over 9 months, somebody thought my name was Ned. Again, why did you release the dinosaurs? Why are you a clone? Why does nothing make sense? Why do you have the grandpa from Babe in this movie?
Oh, jeez.
Why do you have more or less the exact
pretty
same...
far back in your reference there, bud. Jesus.
Yep. Babe can always be brought up. I think his name's Oliver Cromwell. Again, I don't know why I know Babe as well as I do, but I do know it.
That's a weird thing to know.
Like, Oliver Cromwell could be in 1,000 great movies, and I'll only ever remember him for Babe.
Okay, first of all, get away from Artemis Fowl. That's not going to flop. I will have faith in this movie until I'm proven wrong, which is probably going to be upon the day that they release it, but whatever.
You watch that embargo is going to lift 12 hours before the movie comes out.
Oh, stop it.
You think Sonic is going to flop.
Yeah, Sonic is definitely going to flop.
I don't think it's going to flop, but explain your reasoning.
Sonic has calves. I do not see why DC will not announce a Static Shock movie this year. Because, first of all, why not? Second of all, why not?
Well, enough depressing stuff. Let's get to the murder.
I really just need them to, in 2019, to scrap Venom plans so that they can have Tom Hardy play Wolverine.
And, folks, he means this in 100% sincerity. Josh, don't purposely sabotage it just because you know I like the number.
No, I'm purposely going to sabotage all of this.
Were they shaped like dinosaurs?
They were. Like, dead serious, as a 26-year-old man, walked into Kroger and bought myself a bag of dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets.
Well, I mean, yes, because the dinosaur ones taste better.
Well, duh. You can taste the old flavor.
Wow.
John Cena's hair looks dumb.
You're just mad because he has
That's
hair.
What I'm going with. I feel attacked.
Speaking of soggy and damp, The Batman solo movie.
Bro, I really want to marry Audrey. That's really what it comes down to.
Okay, then.
But anyway, moving on.
That's a thing that's on the record now.
Yeah, that is a thing that's on the record now. Yeah. Why? Why would I pick a dumpster fire over a diamond? Come on, man.
You watch. We're going to find out next week. This movie is produced by Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon. And it's basically, oh, brother, oh, we got this fighting with my family. And you, brother, Vince, brother, you're getting your own movie. I want a movie too, brother, and I want to be put over strong in this movie, brother. Vince, would want the movie to be shown as him as a conquering hero. I saved wrestling, and you all owe your allegiance to me. Instead of he never proved that he was a good enough promoter or good enough person. Holy crap, Vince might be Triple H.
And that's in the trailer for the movie, so no, I didn't just spoil
What is with you in
anything
these Wilderness Dead Dad movies?
I don't know, man. Like I said, I didn't realize until talking about it, these movies were very similar.
I'm picking up a theme here.
Yeah, I know, right? But
Your parents okay, man?
No, yeah, my parents are fine, despite my efforts.
How are you doing tonight, Josh?
Well, I was great until just about when we were about to start, and that little dog that my roommate had ran into my room and took my piece of pizza that I was going to have for dinner, and now I'm a little sour.
I'm most excited for Polka Dot Man by far.
Oh, get out of here!
I'm not joking. I love Polka Dot Man.
No! Do not play like you know who Polka Dot Man is.
I do, actually.
Ugh.
He's a Batman villain. He first appeared in the animated series.
That's why you know who he is.
Of course I do. But also, this dude has magical polka dots that can do different things. One of them is a buzzsaw. One of them is a teleportation circle.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Just because they're polka dots doesn't mean he can't be awesome. And yes, I'm defending Polka Dot Man as a good choice. Korg became my favorite character, and I love his personality of this big hulking creature. And then he looks like this, and he's made of rocks, and he's just happy to be here. And he's going to wish the new dog good luck in the arena, and he's going to hope that you have a good day. I initially thought maybe John Krasinski to direct and also star as Mr. Fantastic.
Ooh.
And have Emily Blunt as the Invisible Woman. And I know it's a minor nitpick, but can we please get a blonde actor this time? Flash TV show hasn't gotten it right. The movies haven't gotten it right. Barry is blonde. People that say Superman is boring are the same people that think being good is easy. I kind of had Whiplash ruined for me when I got out of the theater with my dad. And I hadn't even really thought about it, but until he brought it up, he's like, okay, so you create this all-powerful weapon, like the Iron Man suit exactly, and you turn them into whips? One of the least effective weapons you can have? You don't turn it into a laser or a gun or a rocket pack. You turn them into whips? I was like, yeah. I do believe in I don't want to go back to it because it's just an elaborate fan theory is essentially what it is. But in my How Episode 9 video could work, Kylo's looking for a Sith holocron. I could absolutely still see that happening.
There's only one thing worse, in my opinion, than making a bad movie.
Making Robin Hood?
I mean,
Is it just me, or in the comics, does Vulture always look like a cross between Ebenezer Scrooge and Phil Collins?
No, that's exactly right.
He's literally flying in the air tonight. You made a person out of another person. And I'm just going, yes, Will, that's where babies come from. Because you see the kids. It's like, what do you want on your hot dog? Mayo. Which, who puts mayo on a hot dog?
So let's not talk about that.
You do?
Yeah, dude.
I'm with the weird kid that said just ketchup. If the end credits from Far From Home is something about Peter's like, well, it's too bad that multiverse thing ended up not being the case. That would have been kind of cool to see another version of me. And then we pan up to a news building and you just hear, what's this multiverse? And out comes J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson.
I'd be super down with that.
Because if I saw a meme of that once, of just like you say multiverse, and it just shows that J. Jonah coming back. I'm like, that I would cheer louder than ever before. If I say cock-a-doodle-doo, what comes next, Josh?
The cow says moo. You ate my enchilada.
There was no note.
If you're in a room with a bunch of nerds, somebody you can start acting like a monkey, and then all of a sudden you have 5 guys all, acting like monkeys, being amazed by a wooden object or something.
So who all do you hang out with?
Oh, I was going to go Jeff Goldblum, but yeah, he's not in.
He's not in Lord of the... Oh,
I know,
gosh.
I know.
If Goldblum was in Lord of the Rings, man.
I don't know why my brain went with Jeff Goldblum. But now I kind of want...
Yes, we need to destroy the ring and take it to Mount Doom.
No.
Yes, and running and the fleeing and the lava and wow.
Now I really want Jeff Goldblum in a Lord of the Rings movie.
I've never seen such a corporate punching bag of idiocy, which I want that on a shirt.
It's Anakin.
Oh, no.
So, just hear me out.
No.
Anakin's Force Ghost. So Rey can tell Kylo that his uncle, his grandfather is not like a terrible person.
Okay, even that one's too far out. That they have a kid.
No.
I'm not okay with that one.
That makes my stomach weird.
The only thing that would make it weird.
So gross. I'm sorry.
It's only gross if it turns out that they are related.
Yeah.
Which, it's Star Wars. Heather, you hear live action Barney and the guy from Get Out. What is your initial reaction to that?
No.
Thank you for your concise words. Care to expound upon that?
I don't want to see that anywhere.
Gosh dang it, I need my Grayson. But I'm not going to beat that dead horse, because I need to, instead of a swear jar, I need a Nightwing jar, as does Josh for a How to Train Your Dragon jar.
This time, Mark Wahlberg as Victor Sully Sullivan. Let me make sure I have some distance before I do this. No! Well, Mark really wanted to be in this movie, but we already casted Nathan Drake. I could just see Mark Wahlberg going, well, I want to be in this Uncharted movie. How can I be in it? Oh, you already got your Nathan Drake? Oh, I'll be Nathan Drake's mentor, yeah? We go and find some treasure, yeah? We do it.
Time to put the tinfoil hat on. I need to make an actual segment of this, of like Nathan's Conspiracy Theory Corner or something.
I almost feel like we need to make a shirt that just says "Put your tinfoil hat on."
Yep, and make it like a metallic material or something.
Yes,
like an old NSYNC video.
Sorry, I meant Woo.
James Wan?
Oh gosh. Hi, welcome to the podcast where Josh thinks he knows what he's talking about and Nathan corrects him and puts everything
James
in the
Wan
right
is doing
direction.
Malignant later this year and then Aquaman 2. I thought for a second you were talking about John Woo, who did Mission Impossible 2 and Face Off, in which case, yes, please. Doctor Strange summons doves like a cheap magician,
and does the whole shtick with that Nicolas Cage does in the opening of that film. Oh my gosh!
He just switches faces with Andrew Scott, who played Moriarty. So, before we hold you into suspense any longer, it has been made official. We are getting a National Treasure 3. Now, let me hold the mic away from my face, because I'm going to peak the audio levels here. Yes! Oh, Lordy. And now we can bring back the cage and unleash his madness upon the world.
Gosh, I love Nicolas Cage so much.
This time I'm going to steal the Washington Monument.
The whole thing.
But Cage, it's super tall. That's why it's a challenge. We'll have to do it over the cover of midnight.
Wait, what?
Jesse McCartney's the voice of Nightwing on Young Justice.
Wait, what?
Really? Dude, we binge watched the entire show on a weekend together. You never noticed that?
No, what? How is... Okay, all right. So anyway...
If you are a Disney fan, if you've grown up with Disney for any stretch of time in your childhood, be prepared. I'm warning you now, be prepared for some very dark days for the company. Like Michael Eisner dark days. We need like an actual like name for this segment of like, what are we watching? Or stuff we just watched. Or what we're watching.
Yeah, honestly, let's just call it that. What we're watching.
Because watching.
The villain situation more than because I love Dick, but okay, I like Dick Grayson. Oh, Jesus.
It's a PG show, dude. Obviously, the big topic on everybody's mind is the C word, and that of course influences the news that we have to talk about this week. But Josh and I thought, if nothing else, the least that we can do for you guys is keep the show going like it was a regular week, because it's stability. It's if there's any way that we can help entertain or help you guys escape for the hour and a half that we do this every week, it's the least we can do to try and help you guys out. And it's just something to help. In a world that's out of their routine right now, to say the least, we wanted to at least try and stick to ours as best as we can. We thought about not doing this, but at the end of the day, I think it's better that we stick to what we're doing than to ditch it. So, Josh, I'm glad to be talking to you this week. I'm looking forward to talking this week.
Guys, I want you to know that I'm a terrible person, and that Nathan is the shining light of good that in this podcast, because I wanted the discussion to be our favorite pandemic movies.
No. Why not? We're never going to see Jared Leto's Joker again.
Yeah, I guess.
She could blow him up, and it would be so fast that his head could travel to Mars in 30 seconds.
Stop, okay? No. I would like to think that a good Louisville Slugger dome piece is a good solve to any problem, but still.
I don't even care about Iron Man comics, but the bait and switch of the Mandarin in Iron Man 3 still crawls up in my noggin and drops a pain bomb to this day. It has been years since a movie has pissed me off this much.
Honestly, yeah.
Like,
dude, and like,
I'm not gonna lie, this made me almost as mad as Batman versus Superman. I'm not being facetious. Maybe it was like in his divorce agreement with Katie Holmes that he has to eventually leave the planet.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, there's no couches for him to jump on in space. Tough. Lilo and Stitch to me is in the same boat as Emperor's New Groove. It's in a dark spot in Disney's timeline.
Wait, you don't like Emperor's New Groove?
I hate Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, we about to fight now, bro.
Well, at least with Emperor's New Groove, I can pinpoint why I hate it. Cusco is the worst protagonist in a Disney movie, and he doesn't change as a person.
Okay, I'll give you that. Anyway,
he's just Tony Stark as a llama. You watch. Kevin Durant will be in this movie, but halfway through, he'll decide to join the alien team because they're going to win. Did you remember that the Sheriff of Nottingham, the Joker of the Robin Hood universe, look at me getting all angry about this, but the Sheriff of Nottingham, believe it or not, is actually in this movie. You wouldn't know because he only has 3 freaking lines.
He doesn't do anything. Oh,
it's the Sheriff of Nottingham. It's the one villain that Robin Hood has besides evil King John. And yes, we've got the classics like Little John, who is just called Little John for no apparent reason. And he's known Robin for a while. They fought in the war together. And Alan Ade and Will Scarlet, they're all in a group together, and they didn't meet each other in the woods. Robin didn't start off his crusade. He becomes an outlaw at the end of the movie. I don't know why he's an outlaw. King John just goes, Yeah, he's an outlaw now, as opposed to he killed one of the king's deer and one of the king's men. That's actually an outlaw offense. That makes sense.
Yeah,
he doesn't steal from the rich or give to the poor, which is basically Robin Hood 101. Doesn't do that at all. And he's just there to be Gladiator, except in green and in England. I hate this movie so much. Okay, while we're on the topic, I've pitched this to Heather before, and this needs to happen. I highly doubt it ever will. But still to this day, it blows my mind that movie theaters don't have merch or gift shops you have snacks, but how is it that say you walk into Avengers Endgame, I don't know about you, but when I come out of that theater, I'm thinking, man, it'd be cool to find some Avengers Endgame merchandise. Why wouldn't it be so hard for a theater to carry at least some relative merch, whether it's just like a shirt or a hat or two, of some of the movies that are playing in the theater at that time, provided by the studio themselves? And what's more cheerful than a hammer? Like, Thor could easily be mistaken for Santa Claus. It's okay.
I can't believe you just said that.
Am I wrong?
No, that's the problem. I haven't talked about How to Train Your Dragon in a while, and this is an opportunity.
We need a jar, people. We need a jar for Josh.
Oh,
like if Josh just put like a nickel every time he mentioned How to Train Your Dragon, by the end of the month, he could pay for his own microphone.
Oh, hey, I don't need to be called out like that. Hold on. Hold on.
And then if I had to put a nickel in every time I mentioned Iron Giant, I would retire by the end of the year. I'm not going to lie, by the end of Return of the King, I'm like, can you just push Frodo in?
I mean, probably should have, but he's his best friend.
No, his best friend died when he put on the ring.
Oh.
He's now a changed person.
Oh, I'm sad now. Oh.
Because you know it's true. That's why he had to leave Middle-earth to go to the Grey Havens.
I'm so sad now. Or even, we got this covered.
Well, a raccoon that I've met on the side of the road, I believe more than we got this covered. Because even raccoons know what's crap.
Oh, that's
I did not set that up. That just happened to work out.
That's upsetting.
Like anything from 8 down, I was like, man, especially my top 3. I was like, pick a favorite child here.
I mean, some people that wouldn't be hard for. Anyway,
you would know.
Oh.
How many siblings?
Oldest of 5. Oh boy, man, mom.
You're the oldest, so you're fine.
Yeah, I'm the screw up. So
wow. How many others are hosting a podcast though?
I know my role in the family.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
That would be so wild. Oh,
I don't think we've seen the last Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I really haven't. If we don't get them in a live-action Spider-Verse, which I think we're building towards, I think it'll be animated.
Yes. The whole dungeon thing just makes me think Men in Tights of, welcome to your dungeon. If you have any needs, just let out a scream.
Well, I'm being called.
I'm so busy. Anytime I can quote Men in Tights, I will take that opportunity.
One of us has to know how to count, Nathan, and it can't be me.
I miss the good old days when I held the sanity bag in this relationship.
Now we just kind of share half of the bag, and the bag's open, and it's actually empty.
Half in the bag.
Put the lotion in the basket.
What's his face? No Pants from Thor was the villain.
No Pants?
I can't remember. It's like Skarsgård or something.
No Pants?
Dr. Selvig. There we go. I'm just picturing that scene where he's got no pants in front of Stonehenge in Thor 2.
I'm gonna throw this out in the ether. Okay.
I think it's time for a Static Shock movie.
You keep saying that.
I'm putting it out in the ether.
Unless we get a movie about Bill Clinton riding a unicorn in a Pixar, I don't even know how to just randomize off the top of my head. I can't think of a more random combination than this. And before we get into it, again, I need to say, Josh, I hate you so much. Yeah, if you want real donuts, go literally anywhere else.
Hey.
Krispy Kreme is just sugar and air.
Which is exactly what a donut is. I don't understand.
No, there's flour, there's dough, there's good icing, there's whatever topping you want. Dunkin' devours Krispy Kreme in the tastiness department.
All right, you know what? We're not doing our planned discussion today.
We're just fighting about Krispy Kreme. Also, Krispy Kreme is responsible for the single worst product placement in a movie ever with Power Rangers.
No, I disagree. I think that's the best product
It's
placement.
so blatantly bad. Of the whole last third of the movie revolves around protecting and saving the only donut shop in town.
Because it's important.
The honest trailer with the Krispy Kreme drinking game. You will die. I've said it before. This is the only thing that I'll stand on my podium for. Guys, if you want a Halloween season, if you want a trick-or-treat, if you want a spooky season, wear your masks now and save us down the road. If you guys take Halloween from me, so help me God, I will go Michael Myers on everyone. I probably shouldn't say that on the podcast, because FBI wiretaps and whatnot, they'll be like, well, suspect number one right there. Adam Smasher is ATOM type of Adam. Or else it's a very different movie.
You're telling me that in a movie led by The Rock, Adam Copeland's not coming back as Adam Smasher?
Why didn't I make that connection sooner? I'm so proud of you right now. Like, I knew Edge. Guys, so Edge played Adam Smasher on one episode of The Flash, and Josh, of course, was able to bring it all the way around. I need, like, a soundboard that has a round of applause button, because that, well done. I'm going to put some icing on this cake. Just because, just for you, Josh. What if?
Oh, thanks, man.
We have our ending. Wishbone has gone on his adventures. He's back home in his own time. A character steps from the shadows, a la Nick Fury, going, I'm putting together a team, but you don't have to take my word for it. Reading Rainbow's... The crossover we all need. I'm not gonna lie, that would make me more excited than Nick Fury showing up at the end of Iron Man. I'm not even joking. That would make me lose my mind.
A weird, like, Marvel-style crossover universe with all the education shows. And,
dude,
like,
I would be so down for that.
Rainbow.
Wishbone and Reading Rainbow team up, and then Magic School Bus is in her own pocket universe. Arthur's in his own pocket universe.
And every now and then they team up with the kids from Magic Treehouse. Because that's happening!
The PBS kids shared cinematic universe.
Oh, he's my age. He's a little older than me.
What? Come on. Is he?
Dude, hit us with another movie. I'm going to live Google this.
I got it. I got my tablet.
Okay.
Keep telling us about the nice guys.
Look at you.
Actually,
it's okay, but like, so it's your typical mystery, like, you know, detective
dude,
film.
not even close. Okay, Josh, how old do you think you are?
I'm 28.
Ryan Gosling is 39, dude.
Yeah, that's close.
That's what women tell themselves that love Ryan Gosling. Just Cousin Eddie on the front lawn, just getting rid of his sewage. Crapper was full.
That is that's me. I'm Cousin Eddie.
Yes, I would say that your heart is bigger than your brain.
Oh, that's mean.
You said it, not me.
Oh, that's so mean. Dang. I don't know what to do now. I'm so hurt.
Uh-huh. No, Josh
Oh, man.
Josh is
All
dead
right,
inside.
so
He doesn't feel
I got-
anything except knee pain.
Yeah, don't be fooled.
If we ever had a Patreon, it would be to just get cameos. Since people doing that nowadays.
Can we get a cameo of you talking about your movie that we can use on our podcast? Thanks.
The first one we would do is cameo Nicolas Cage for Nicolas Cage month.
Dude, I would.
And that would never leave our intro.
I would.
Instead of the rotating compass, it's a rotating Nicolas Cage head.
Oh, it's like, but anyway, I need.
Or get Nicolas Cage to hum our theme song.
Oh my God! Stop! Don't make me happy like this. Don't bring these dreams. Because at the end of it, I need number 5 to be titled John Wick 5: The Wicker Man.
You killed the dogs, not dogs. Oh no, not the dogs. This is like our 3rd time recording this specific news topic. Like we've said, this has not been our night. But I will always be excited to sound like a total nutcase and a conspiracy theorist. So now is a special segment of the show called the Tinfoil Hat segment, where we have a theory. It's out there and ridiculous. And it might not be true, but we think it is because we're those crazy people with the tinfoil hats. Well, now
I'm gonna
I officially am.
I'm gonna let you have
the tinfoil hat. I am the tinfoil hat man with the tinfoil hat theories.
It's still it's funny that even after this is like the 3rd time we're doing this bit basically, and it still gets me because it just looks so ridiculous. And like we came up with a section
it's
of the
styling and profiling, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This style and profiling. Jeez, dude. But it still gets me because it looks so ridiculous. But let's get going on the conspiracy theory, my man.
Yeah, before the computer shuts down again.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, my head looks like a Jiffy Pop popcorn. And it's probably filled with just as much stuff.
I'm gonna put my boat in the water and say that the mystery panel, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal, I guess, but the mystery panel is Green Lantern.
I think if it's not Superman, I think that's a very valid guess. I thought you were about to say Static Shock, and I was like, dude, that's not going to happen. We've been over this.
Oh my gosh, I literally, when we come on the pod after Fandom, would scream if it was Static Shock, because your boy called it if that's the case. Yeah! Let's go! Sit down. You need to be. Are you sitting down? You are sitting down.
Yeah, I got numb butt because you're dragging this out so long.
You ready? I gotta get close to my mic.
This is not ASMR.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah, I went there. I'm going there. No. Hear me out. Because there's been the theory and actually confirmed that Dr. Fate and Doctor Strange are the same person.
Okay, so I gotta ask you. How far away is Florida to Tennessee so I can slap the stupid out of you? Cause, oh my!
If I can call for Tom Hardy to be Wolverine, I can call for Benedict Cumberbatch to jump ship.
This is even dumber than that. Like,
don't be nice.
Dr. Fate and Doctor Strange are the same person?
Have you not heard that?
They're not. That's like saying Captain Kirk. Yes. That's like saying Captain Kirk piloted a TIE fighter in A New Hope. I think we're gonna get Magic Treehouse a lot more sooner before we get Redwall, because you and the four other homeschoolers that actually remember Redwall are asking for it.
Rude.
Whereas Magic Treehouse is still an ongoing series that probably is close to 50 issues now, but whatever. I need a bucket list of... I cheered and almost lost my voice in Avengers Endgame when Cap lifted Mjolnir and we got the assemble scene. There's a couple things left on my bucket list that would actually get me to cheer louder. Sinister Six, Nightwing, and full seriousness, Magic Treehouse or Frog and Toad. Like Frog and Toad, oh my gosh. Also a good Superman movie, but
I don't think that's happening ever in our lifetime. I haven't given up hope. No joke, Josh is states away, and while I'm watching, I'm just like, I don't know how, but I could just feel Josh's nerdy breath just breathing down my neck while I'm watching, just going, okay, I get it, Josh. You're here. This is your thing.
And that's what it starts here. Then we're like, yeah, man, like Iron Man and Spidey have been together since the beginning. Rickety dickety. Like, it's just stupid. I hate
rickety dickety. If we ever have shirts, I want that to be our first shirt with Josh's face, and it just says rickety dickety Iron Man Jr. Because collectively, those pieces do not fit. It's like having peanut butter, sausage, and popcorn. They're good individually, but together, they're going to create a weird, funky flavor that might not gel as well as something else.
That's so weird that I've actually tried that, and it's not half bad.
Like those three specifically?
Yeah, I don't know why this is a thing when it happens to me.
But hey, Owen Wilson gets his head chopped off, and he says, wow, at some point in the movie. Not as he's getting his head chopped off, as much as I would love to see that. Just, wow.
Or he gets chopped off, hits the ground, rolls in front of the camera, making eye contact with the camera. Wow.
No, I can do you one better. His head gets chopped off at the top of the stairs, and his head just bounces down, and every stair it hits, wow, 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 like a squeaky toy. Like, wow. And then his head, once it hits his bottom, it's just like a balloon letting out air, just wow. This got real morbid real quick. Wow. Technically not a haunted house movie. It's a haunted room movie. I'm, of course, talking about The Room, starring Tommy Wiseau. No, it's...
No. I was like, at first I was like, wait, that's not who's in this movie. Hold on.
Are you sure you don't want to check out the 1408?
No.
You did not check out. You did not.
No. At a certain point, I know the zombievers are the villain, but I want to see how they eat these children. Anyway,
Josh should not be a parent anytime soon.
Now we can actually watch scary movies. And he was like, yeah, I'm super down. I was like, cool. So I'm going to start you off with Sinister, which literally made me cry. No,
what you need to do is...
It was a joke, but at the same time, I'm kind of down.
What you need to do is, when he is home alone, have him watch The Strangers by himself.
No!
And then you knock on the windows.
Nah, okay, I don't want to prank him, okay? I'm trying to, show how wonderful this art is. I'm not trying to I figure the art will scare him. I don't need to. My life is scary enough if you look it in the face.
Yeah, he's seen the top of your head.
Huh?
Nothing.
Uh-huh.
And also just hearing behind the scenes stories of the actor that played Michael Myers in H2O, he's just like, so I was looking at videos of predator cats, and then when they have their eyes locked on something, they just put their head down and they purr. So I wanted to do that as Michael. I put my head down and I just growled as I walked. I'm like, you're not a cheetah. You're Michael Myers. Michael Myers doesn't growl. He breathes in the mask, but he doesn't do that while he's going, oh look, Lori. Meow. I'm not looking forward to this at all. I hate Stitch. He's the Caillou of Disney for me. He is so annoying and gets away with so much mischief. I've never understood the appeal of Stitch other than, hey, he's fluffy and we can sell the crap out of his merchandise.
The Hunt for Red October, which he has quoted his entire life. We are going to sit down and watch that. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but it's going to be before Christmas. So I'm really looking forward to giving my retro review. We're on this 80s and 90s film kick, which is, it's insane to say those are 30 and 40 years ago now. So they are kind of like classic cinema.
A Few Good Men, for those that don't know, that's the one where Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson are on the side of the Burj Khalifa, basically accusing each other of not being good men, while all the stunts were done practically. And Michael's
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about this film. So,
Okay, no.
Was that a joke?
Michael, this movie is a drama, Michael.
Oh, okay.
No one is hanging on the side of buildings. Oh, guys, if you ever want to feel old, here's a thought now. People born in 2000 will be able to drink this year.
Okay, well, legally at least. They've been doing it long before this year. Yeah, that's a scary thought. That makes me certainly feel old as a younger millennial. Thank you for that, Nathan. I really appreciate that. Gotta love the Uncharted Media Podcast.
Hope and optimism and
Yes.
making you feel old.
I'll echo what I said earlier. I will sign up for your pitches. I think maybe you have missed your calling, good friend, that you should go into the marketing business and maybe you should be on some of those meetings and for those board of directors and board of investors calls. That's just my opinion.
Truth be told, if we ever do get Man of Steel 2, there will be rejoicing in the streets. Michael will be able to hear me from wherever he is. He'll hear a faint sound in the distance going, "Oh, I should probably check my phone. That sounds like the squeal of a man-child."
Is that a bird? No, is it a plane? No, it's Nathan's Jubilee.
That just sounds like a gospel album right there. Yeah, so like Michael talked about, we would make a lot of family video runs. Like, if I didn't have a family video movie at some point in my possession, whether needing to return it or just picked one up, it was weird. Like, I always had some form of a movie checked out or a game. I remember it was the only place you could rent games. I remember, like, going to family video right when it opened at 10 o'clock. I always remembered it was open at 10. The day Arkham Origins came out, to get Arkham Origins before anybody else, so I could rent that and play it. I promptly returned it 3 days later because I couldn't get past the stupid Deathstroke fight, and I rented it 4 separate times to try and beat the Deathstroke fight. But family video is so special to me, like I said, because it was my safe haven when I didn't really know a lot of people in college yet. But also, it fostered my love of film. Like, I loved movies my entire life. That's always been a part of my life, but I just never really realized or made the connection that I could do that for a living or do something with video. So I remember I had a stack of 5 or 6 movies one family video run because I was all by myself and had nothing better to do and just watch movies. And so I watched Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and was something about that movie went, this is what I need to do the rest of my life. And so I remember texting my mom going, I'm watching Wrath of Khan and I know what I want to do with the rest of my life. I need to do something with movies. And she's like, that's awesome. But just from there, like you said, we went to family video all the time. It would be family video and Little Caesars because they were right next to each other. So you just basically set your evening up for like $9 because you get your pizza and your movies and then marathon everything. Like you said, we would get like 8 or 9 movies. We would marathon the crap out of it. So it's no secret, as I have my Halloween poster here, I genuinely don't think that I am either a Halloween fan or a horror fan if there's no family video, because we went and picked up the first one because Cody Manning, one of my friends from college, was like, you've got to see Halloween. That's just a classic. I watched it every Halloween. So it's just like, oh, okay. So after we watched the first one, I was like, oh, wait, there's more? We've got to watch the whole series. And so we watched the entire thing. And then from there, we're like, oh, we've got to watch Sinister or 1408. And so we went on this whole horror binge. And I discovered this whole, it was like striking oil in the middle of nowhere, just going, there's this whole world that I didn't even know about. Before I was really doing the podcast or anything else, I started, what was it? Movie Guy 17 was the first name of the YouTube channel. And I started that because I was just experiencing a big love of movies. And so something I did with Josh in the very early days, and we still kind of want to bring back at some point, was 5 Good Things. The only way we were able to do 5 Good Things is because we were able to find these older, crappy movies at Family Video. Without Family Video, I don't discover horror. I don't have 5 Good Things. I probably don't get as close with Josh as I am now. There's just a lot of memories
And
Yeah.
I don't know if I am the person I am today without family video. Like, it's weird to say because it's just a video store to a lot of people. And it just sounds like hyperbole, but family video hit me at just the right point in my life that I needed it the most and left a huge impact. This was a foregone conclusion. As soon as I saw stores were closing, I was like, this probably will happen, but it still doesn't soften the blow any. And it sucks because this is such an old school thing. I'm such an old fashioned person I like to physically shop for stuff. If I can find it in person, I'd much rather do that than Amazon or whatever else. And this was just, it wasn't so much a specifically looking for a certain movie every time. It was just, let's discover something. Because it's different discovering a movie in a store as opposed to, oh, I've heard this title on Netflix is pretty good. Let's check it out. It's not the same.
It's not the same. You're 100% right. And I will say that, I saw that. Like, I saw the fire in your eyes be kindled, and it wasn't, not to my desire or liking, because I remember the night you said you were going to watch Sinister, and it was one of those nights that you guys took over the study room, which was many, many weekends. Oh,
nope,
did you watch it?
Sinister was in Cody and Dan's room.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Because I remember during Sinister, somewhere there's like 7 or 8 of us in this tiny dorm, and somebody decides during a really tense moment that they decide to scare Josh. And if you don't know Josh, he has a flight or fight reflex. So Neslo does one of those, and Josh jumps a mile in the air and decides to just start wailing on Neslo for scaring the crap out of him. And it was the most entertaining thing I have ever seen, to see Josh literally crap himself.
That was that's a movie I don't think I'll ever watch, but I remember you talking about it. Like, I remember that kind of awakening sophomore year. Those are some great memories, man, and stuff that you will always have. So nothing can take that away from you. But I guess officially, I am sorry for your loss, pal.
No other store, like Toys R Us, sure, that's more of like a death to nostalgia. But to be honest, Toys R Us was always overpriced, and they deserved death a long time ago anyway. But family video, it's just especially sucky. I've just because we had a wedding that Heather and I went to a few months ago, and it was a road trip, and on the way back we're going to pass some family videos, but it's 3 hours out of our way. I really wish we would have taken that chance just to go one more time, but at least we have photographic proof of the last time Heather and I went to a family video. So, yeah. Goodbye, family video. You'll be sorely missed. Thank you for shaping me into who I am today. Without you, I'm a completely different person, but I'm glad of who I am because of family video. So, thanks for that, family video. But we have to give credit where credit is due. I often make fun of Josh for his completely out of left field picks, but to him that swings big will sometimes connect big. And Josh, at his 2020 movie predictions, said that 2 movies would be coming out in the near future: a Static Shock movie and a Blue Beetle Jaime Reyes movie. Within the past year and a half, both of those things have been announced to be now in production. So Josh, I bag at you all the time in loving, teasing way. But Michael, you say that sometimes I'm prophetic. I think Josh, he swings big, but when he connects, he's also scary prophetic. That being said, Josh, there's no way Tom Hardy's going to be Wolverine. Sorry. Oh, we've lost Josh for some reason.
Ooh, got
there
it.
We go.
We're
there
good. I had to fart, so I muted it, and then I forgot to unmute it.
That's staying in. That's staying in.
It's about a girl who's trying to find a... Really?
I can hear that.
Do you hear that?
I do. Is that an ambulance or a sad dog?
That's a ambulance, I think. What in the world? I feel like this is like that moment in Markiplier videos when the guy's leaf blowing outside of where he's trying to record. Yeah, I'm dumb. I can't count. Can you count? I can't count.
I can only count to 4.
I know 2 number. 1.
I'm like John Cena. I only count to 2.
Oh my gosh! At least you're not Big E and it can only count to 4 or 5. What is it? What was this character in NXT where he's like, "I'll beat you and I'll do it in 5," and I was like, "That's cool, I guess."
Now, I'll be the first to admit I'm a little worried. Like, I'm excited that John Williams is coming back, but I'm a little nervous because he is over 90 as I'm fading to Josh's reaction now.
You don't tell me when you do these things. Like, you just put stupid hats on, and I'm like, well, I can't be mad because it fits the conversation.
So, I had an Indiana Jones hat, like a proper one from Disney World, but it doesn't fit my big old dome anymore. So this is my grandpa's hat because he was just a styling guy. This week's episode is sponsored by, let's just stick with Universal. Horror Nights is around the corner, and they haven't announced anything yet. Announce something, please.
Around the corner? Hold on. Around the corner?
I mean,
it's April.
It starts in September. It's around the corner.
It's 4 months.
Did I show you the meme? I know I showed it on Facebook. That was just like, it's April now. You know what that means? He starts doing the Halloween dance. It's like, stop. It's April. You can't deter me. It's always spooky season. It's either baseball season, spooky season, or Christmas. Now, here's where your boy is going to read way too much into this. We know that the suit that he wears in this, the good Flash suit this time, will be given to him by Ben Affleck's Batman. Kind of like Tony Stark giving Peter the spider suit. This emblem makes me think we're going to get something that I didn't think we'd ever get, and if we did, it would be further down the road. I think his suit's going to come out of the Flash ring in this movie. That middle piece, and the way they had it extremely close up, like the fact that they started from the side and then rotated to the front, looked a little like a close-up of a ring, of a Flash ring. I think his suit's going to come out of the Flash ring, at least, if not the beginning when he gets the suit, at some point. I think we're going to get the Flash ring in this movie. Just turn all our rides and attractions into movies. Country Bears, which is not actually that bad.
Stop it. No.
You've got Christopher Walken. You've got Christopher Walken crushing Country Bear Hall replicas with an anvil that comes from his roof while not wearing pants and bunny slippers. Oh no! Country Bear Hall has been crushed! And ends the movie by saying, "I'll get you, Bears." How bad can that be? Nope, wasn't. Nope, okay. It's Ben all over again.
Aw, poor Nathan. Speaking of family members dying, I've showed my father the Punisher series on Netflix. Hey, you can't do that. That segue was great. Don't even.
To clarify for our listeners at home, his father is still very much alive. Wow.
Okay, but you were talking about, how he adopts the kid and it's his family, and Frank Castle's family's dead, so the correlation works, right?
Explain that correlation.
Nah.
So, I decided to do a thing, and now you guys can do a thing too. We now have Uncharted Media merch. We have a whole bunch of stuff on the TeePublic site. I submitted our the compass as our more or less the brand logo for Uncharted Media. You can get that on shirts, baseball tees, 3/4 hoodies, long sleeves. Not feeling clothing? You've got stickers, notebooks, wall art, mugs, cups. We've got a whole bunch of new stuff. So if you like what you're hearing on the Uncharted Media Podcast, if you like any of the just regular video content on Uncharted, the YouTube channel, check out the link in the description. See if there's anything you like. If this goes well, we'll introduce more designs. Josh and I have already talked about we need a tinfoil hat shirt, clearly, yes, at some point. So, yeah, Hugo to me is like if Hot Chocolate was a movie. It's just comforting.
That's not Polar Express?
No, Polar Express is nightmare fuel. Polar Express is hot chocolate that's been allowed to sit, and then you microwaved it 3 months later and expect it to still be good.
Okay, so anyway.
All right, what do you got next?
All right. Willy Wonka is an attempted child murderer. And you can't deny it is the
I
thing.
can deny, and I will.
No, you can't sit here and be like, I can torture people because of moral reasons. But, like, he legit, on purpose, puts all of these kids' lives in danger.
No, he does
purpose.
not. Because he gives them the choice, and every single one of them made the choice that put them in the situation that they ended up in. Every single one of those kids chose to do the stupid things that they did. Every single one of those kids, he told them what they were doing was wrong before it happened. If your parents tell you, don't put your hand on the stove while it's lit, and you still do it like an idiot, that's your fault that you got burned. These kids, Augustus Gloop, he's drinking from the river. Wonka scurries over. Don't do that, don't do that. Augustus Gloop falls in because he's an idiot. That's his own fault. He sees Veruca Salt. Don't stand on the bad egg indicator. You're going to be ruled a bad egg. Still stands on it. Falls. And once again, everyone seems to think that Wonka killed these kids. They walk out of the factory just fine. That's my biggest pet peeve. They did not die in the Wonka factory. They all walk out just fine. They're just a little changed because they had to learn a moral lesson.
I hit a button. All
yes,
right,
you did. Jesus.
All right. So, you brought me one Harrison Ford character. I bring you another.
I think I know where this is going.
While likable and his adventures are fun, Indiana Jones is not a good person.
He's not on my list, but I will respect it, and I've got one very, very similar to yours. But yes. Go ahead.
And I think in some ways it would be, I could make the same argument for Nathan Drake.
Oi! You're right, but oi!
He's good.
I love Nathan Drake, but I would not trust him, so you're not wrong.
Exactly.
So yes, if anybody's getting mad out there, you're right, but at the same time,
screw you. Like, I get it. Like, oh, cool, you're all riding a motorbike. Whoop, 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 whoop. But like at the same time, like
if I wasn't so much of a Nightwing simp, I would have ditched it so quick because.
All right. Well, at least he admits that he's a simp for Nightwing.
Yeah, there's issues if you're a Pokemon.
Cool. Yeah. I don't know what. Oh no! Hold on! You're not about to make the assumption that Pokemon are actually slaves, are you?
Floodgates are open now.
No! Hold on! No.
Let me tell you something, brother.
No, sir.
I think Haddonfield would be a really, really nice neighborhood. It's just, home to a mass murderer. But what town isn't?
You ever notice how nobody in the wizarding world lifts? So all you gotta do is be buffer than them, bro!
Wait, are you literally saying you're gonna outswole some wizards?
Absolutely,
I'm just now picturing Josh running up, just streaking in between wizards, just running up, snapping wands, and just going on to the next person, just and just going and weaving in and out and breaking everyone's wands and going, welcome to my world. Like domination here.
It's just
this is not some magical world anymore.
It's great to watch, but could you imagine being a student on the Magic School Bus and them literally being like, and this is, hey, look, there's that guy's rectum. We're going to go at it. And like, wait, hold on, Miss Frizzle. Hold on. I'm not really here for that. I'm just
here to go there.
So it's become a running gag between Nathan and I that I'm in a different location. Literally, I'm never in the same location. From one episode to the next. And that's just because this is my life. And that's how it is. So
next week, Josh will be joining us from the trunk of a car somewhere, and he'll just be giving us the best possible audio from, I don't know,
Say
Ted
less.
Bundy's trunk somewhere.
In order for it to be a slow burn, there has to be a fire at the end.
Oh,
I don't think
that's a good line.
Hey, thanks. Because if we don't have a Blue Beetle Static Shock that has got to have the same kind of friendship like Cyborg and Beast Boy, what are we even doing with our lives?
We can call it the Blues Brothers.
I immediately regret everything that's
Brothers in Blue. Static Beetle. That just means it's like stuck on a wall somewhere.
Blue Shock?
Blue Shock sounds like a really bad hockey team.
Yes, or like a bad Mountain Dew flavor.
Unlike, Bald Mr. Clean over at Disney. Isn't that a little redundant to call him Bald Mr. Clean? But whatever.
I was like, is it Mr. Clean already?
Imagine Mr. Clean with a mullet.
Honestly, yeah. No, all of a sudden, randomly, I need a version of Mr. Clean that's like super hillbilly, has like a mullet, and he's like, yeah, like just like Dukes of Hazzard all over cleaning products.
I need Mr. Clean to fight to the death with the brawny man. Speaking of amazing, y'all ready to listen to some amazing stories and Josh's stories?
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I have faith in Josh.
No, it's fine. I'll just leave for the rest of the podcast to you, dude. It's fine. I didn't put weeks worth of work onto this. Whatever. Magical waste into a swamp, and
there's magical waste.
There is magical waste. You have spells and stuff like that, and there's always trickle down from that. So
don't use trickle down when you're talking about waste. I'm just getting a nasty visual, man.
You could. Good.
What else you watching?
I have a confession to make.
You've been watching nothing but Mean Girls.
I got really bored, right? Because there was like a week and a half period where I just mentally couldn't, for obvious reasons, couldn't handle a lot. So on season 2 of Friends, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm really mad at myself for it.
Wow, this just feels like a betrayal of all of your morals.
I just dude, you don't understand.
Okay, also, how many other shows have I recommended to you to watch instead? I've told you countless times to watch Superman and Lois, or watch season 3 of Titans, and watch Nightwing Square Off Against Red Hood, or a slew of other shows, and yet the one show, for anybody that listens, the one show more than any other that Josh just hates with a fiery passion from hell, it is Friends. Now, I'm in the camp that I don't think Friends is that bad, but I think it is a bit overrated, but wow. I'm more just going, are you Josh, and how hard did you get hit?
That's a good question. I don't know. Nobody will tell me. Anyway,
I mean, you wouldn't be the first person to break down in tears at a gym.
Anyway, it's sad.
Won't be the last either.
I'm going to set this up, and you're going to know exactly where I am. I'm coming with it. So let's say you got a mass murderer, right? Kills people, very efficient at it, never been caught. Until the beginning of this film, he is caught and put in a cryo-freezing tube. Well, then, what makes a mass murderer who's very good at his craft even scarier? I don't know. Let's fill him with nanobots. Jason X is the coolest guy ever, and you can't tell me otherwise. Like, what's scarier than a killer? A killer that cannot be killed because he's made of nanobots. Like, oh.
So Josh likes the Terminator.
Cool. Like, no. Terminator can eat my shorts. Jason X is where it's at.
Nice to know that phrase made it out of the 90s.
I've been saying it a lot lately, and I'm really happy about it. There's a good, what would you say, 100-year gap between that moment and the moment where she actually comes into WandaVision?
100-year gap? Like easily. 400 years.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Salem witch trials did not happen in the 1900s, Josh.
You don't know that. You don't know history. But
colonial American history? Darn right I do, being from Philly.
there's nothing more terrifying than John Goodman. Like out of context, that's really weird actually, because I don't actually.
That sounds like a Family
that.
Guy skit. But my least favorite Halloween scene of all time is when Kid Michael Myers is in the bathroom, like cutting the wings or getting the feathers off a bird. And he's like, "Michael, I'm not listening." Ah! I'm like, oh God, that's just the worst. I don't know what to expect. I get out of the house like 5 to 6 minutes later. Oh, I can feel my heart. This is not a regular beat. Also, I learned something I never knew. Josh is afraid of tall people or tall things.
Man,
Josh didn't know either.
I didn't know either until a 12-foot man stood in front of me out of nowhere.
Don't say Ewoks.
Ewoks. I hate the Ewoks. Because
Ewoks are not that bad. Ewoks are the best. They're murderous and they're wonderful.
They're definitely a toy
Notice how we never
grab.
find the stormtroopers' bodies. That's what they were serving at the banquet there.
Anyway, yeah, no, like.
And they play the hollowed out helmet heads of the stormtroopers.
Oh, God.
They revel
Okay,
in the
look.
victory. Ewoks are evil and they're glorious.
But like that's why like there's no reason that these little tiny beings, primitive beings, should be able to take down all these technologically advanced stormtroopers and Imperial forces. However, what?
You mean
what?
Just like how the Americans shouldn't have been able to beat the British?
So anyway, I mean, they shouldn't. On paper, it
they
should not have worked.
But it's exactly the same. If you hide in the foliage and you use the environment to your advantage, and then the enemy has to break ranks and break their formation. It's exactly the same, because Star Wars is the American Revolution verbatim. It's a historical movie.
I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
I think all the villains are going to get upgraded as the movie progresses. Like, we see Doc Ock clearly stealing the nanotech from the Iron Spider suit, which, thank God, we're destroying the Iron Spider suit. I will be cheering so loud to see Spider-Man get his butt kicked and that suit ripped away from his childish hands, going, oh no, does baby have to make his own suit now and not rely on the wealth and power of other people to carry him?
Oh, but Nathan, he built his own suit in Far From Home.
Yeah, using Stark Tech! But isn't it weird that this big event, Disney's biggest event of the year, basically, gets no-showed by the head of the Disney company? So Bob Chapek basically bails on this whole show because, get this, he's worried about being heckled and booed by the live audience. So his representatives basically said, oh, he's got a scheduling conflict. He's got a meeting in Los Angeles. Guys, this has been on the calendar for over a year. Like, this is not something that just magically popped up. And also, if you've got a random meeting or your company's biggest presentation of the year, you reschedule the Los Angeles meeting, not bail on your company's biggest meeting. I have waited what feels like my entire life to actually say this and mean it. He's a vampire! He's a vampire! He's a vampire! The man was made for it, and he is a vampire! Nicolas Cage! Nicolas freaking Cage is a vampire, folks! Not a vampire, the king of vampires. Honorable mention to J. Jonah Jameson's return to the MCU, which I still laugh to this day, going, a few weeks before the movie came out, I was talking to Heather and going, the only thing that'll make me cheer louder than Captain America lifting Thor's hammer is if somehow, some way they got J. Jonah Jameson, if they got J.K. Simmons to come back as that role, but it'll never happen. I said it a few weeks before the movie came out. And now this special news bulletin from the Daily Bugle. Attention, friends! This is J. Jonah. Ah! He's back! And the problem is, I saw it with my parents. Heather knew why I was freaking out. My dad had a big grin on his face. He knew I was freaking out. My mom, who started watching Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland in the MCU, were just going,
what are you screaming about, you weirdo? And I'm going, that's J. Jonah Jameson! That's J. Simmons! He's from a different universe! This is big! He's perfect! Like, take your Hugh Jackman as Wolverine and shove it! The best casting is J. Jonah! He's perfect! And he's back! And the MCU lately has really put even more of a concerted effort to have comic book accuracy and awesome looking suits. Like, we know Hawkeye's getting the purple at some point, and that makes me very excited because please. So maybe we get a little more comic accurate Daredevil. Josh will hate it, but I don't care. Cowards, bring back the yellow and maroon Daredevil suit. I dig that suit a lot, actually.
Oh, see, I think the big thing they won't do is they won't bring back the batons.
Because I didn't put this down on the record before Avengers Endgame came out, I want to put it out on the record now of like things I want to see in a movie before it comes out. That way, if it does come true, I can be like, ha, see, it was on my wish list and it did come true. Like, I say that because like 2 or 3 weeks before Endgame came out, I told Heather, I'm just like, at some point in the MCU, I just need to hear Avengers Assemble and I need to hear Cap lift Thor's hammer. So when both happened in the span of like 4 minutes, I genuinely lost my voice and it was beautiful. And also, I got burned before when Spider-Man Homecoming's first trailer came out. I did a video going, these are the things I want in a Spider-Man movie someday. And in the video, the rough draft of it, I said, I would love to see him with the spider wings someday. And then I cut it out of the video thinking that was too ridiculous and it'll never happen. The first trailer, he gets the freaking wings over the helicopter over the Washington Monument. I'm going, you did what now? So I'm going to put it on the record now. I need somebody, preferably Happy Hogan, but again, it doesn't have to be anybody specifically, just somebody to say, with great power comes great responsibility. I need Andrew Garfield to be the one that saves MJ, not Tom Holland. I need Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland to all be together. But at this point, that kind of feels like the obvious surprise. But yeah. I think there's going to be larger surprises in store. Galactus.
Like,
I mean, I'm going to be old and gray before Galactus finally shows up. If we got this long before Thanos showed up, he's going to really drag it out for Galactus.
What, in 10 years?
You're going gray before me, dude.
I can't go gray if I'm bald, dude. Return? That hasn't been on screen ever, sir.
Excuse me. 1966's Adam West was in theaters, sir. That counts as a theatrical movie.
Actually,
I can talk louder than you. This is a talk show where it all depends on who's talking louder. And I have final muting control over Josh, so I am always louder. I need a Funny or Die crossover with Bill Nye the Science Guy and Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. Yes, science!
Alright, yeah, that's something I do now. Alright, let's go. Oh, dude, great.
Yeah,
theme,
Mr. Nye! Let's make that. Falling in poop. Classic example of physical comedy. Now we throw our heads back and laugh. Ah! Pick up! Answer the phone, Ursula! George picks it up. Ah! It's just AMC that's going, hey! We done goofed a while ago. If we keep messing with it, then we'll eventually fix it, right? We're going, just stop touching it. Just stop. You keep touching it and you're making it worse. Like,
AMC, you want to make more money? Put merch stores in your theaters.
Not even so much that. Just stop making stupid choices. That's so much more profound. That's a much better introspective ending going, holy crap, that's really deep and interesting. As opposed to, I'm gonna blow myself up like Randy Quaid in Independence Day, another movie that I was in. Poop or get off the pot. Like, come on now.
For those that don't know, Josh is always pretty slow on his research, but I get it done, and that's what matters.
Like the kid that does their homework on like 9:00 Sunday night.
Yes, oh, that was me. That was me in college anyway. But
you got your homework done in college?
From sophomore year on.
Why is this movie G when you literally have the tunnel that opens the gates of hell with like decapitated chickens and live insects crawling on people's faces? There's no way, earthly way of knowing which direction we are rowing. Is it raining? Is it pouring? Is a hurricane a blowing? Not a speck of light is showing.
I don't like how well you know that.
Not a speck of light is showing. So the danger must be growing.
No.
But there's certainly no signs that they're slowing.
What is this evolving into? What is happening? Oh, why is it R? Ooh,
it's R for bad storytelling.
Almost... Yes, it is. Or restrictive storytelling. Got him.
Really long storytelling.
Yes,
repetitive storytelling.
All the R words.
Regretful, remorseful.
Really nonsensical. It's not remorseful. We know that. 1984, that movie that you and I tote all the time, is PG-13, and that literally has someone jumping off out of a window.
When do we ever talk about 1984?
We always talk about 1984.
Are we thinking of the same?
Isn't it?
Are we thinking of Wonder Woman 1984 or 1984, the post-apocalyptic movie? We've never talked about that movie.
Wait, hold on.
1984 is the George Orwell book.
Sorry.
What are you talking about?
That movie with John Cusack and
1408
Samuel Jackson's there. God,
Jesus,
I'm stupid. Don't talk
That's
to me.
PG-13.
Yes, it's PG-13,
and it should
but
be.
Literally has somebody. Yeah, I agree.
1984.
I hate myself. I want to shoot
Holy
myself.
crap!
Stop. No, stop.
That's not even close.
I'm so embarrassed. I don't want to talk about it.
For those that don't know, Chef was like, if Chef and God of War could merge into one movie, that would be Josh's Citizen Kane right there. Oh.
Well, yeah, there's not a cooking mechanic in God of War, and there should be. Yet.
If Atreus fails a mission, just throw him on the skillet.
Jeez.
It wastes a perfectly good Jaimin Hansu, which is always like number one of the cardinal rules of don't do that. It's just bad.
The cardinal rule of don't do that. Got it. Heard.
I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that one.
Yeah, coin that phrase. I have vivid memory of us doing the 5 good things. And I was like, it was fine, and you were like, no, and here's why.
So, a refresher course on why it's bad. So, the whole premise of Robin Hood is he's a hero that defends Sherwood Forest until the one day good King Richard can come back and reclaim his throne from his evil Prince John, who, that's why toilets are named Prince John. That's why all toilets are named the John. And yes, directly from Men in Tights, but so far Men in Tights is the best Robin Hood movie ever made, and it's weird to say. Besides the Errol Flynn one, that's a masterpiece. King Richard dies in the first 15 minutes. There truly is no hope for Sherwood Forest, but that's okay, because Robin doesn't live in Sherwood Forest for some reason. He just lives on a farm and steals some other guy's wife, but it's okay, because his father-in-law is like, hey, marry my daughter because you seem cool. I don't trust you, but you seem cool enough to marry my daughter. Oh, we don't steal from the rich or give to the poor. We're just gonna be dicks to everybody. I don't shoot a bow and arrow, except very sparingly. I'm going to lead a revolution. Viva la revolution against Prince John, played by Oscar Isaac, of all things, in a role that he was clearly not meant for. Not yet ready for prime time, in the words of SNL. They only steal from the rich one time. Worst of all, he's not even Robin Hood. He steals the name from somebody else. He literally steals the identity of somebody else, going, I am Robin Hood. I am Robin of Locksley. No, that dead guy over there, who's indicative of this franchise right now, dead, that's Robin of Locksley. You just stole some guy's name, didn't act like Robin Hood, not even at the end. Like, at least in King Arthur, he becomes King Arthur with the round table by the end of it. By the end of this, he's just Russell Crowe. It's just Gladiator with a little bit of green, and it's not even the right green. It's supposed to be Lincoln green. That's the one color that you're supposed to get right. It's Lincoln green. They repeat it over and over again in the books. It is Lincoln green. I don't know what costume department they were working with, but it's not right. Anyway.
Aww.
In the words of Christmas Vacation, hallelujah, holy crap. Where's the Tylenol? He's got little explosives on the tip of his arrow. That's cool. Like, that's violence is fun. That's my theory. That's my Shyamalan formula. A plus B equals C crap. That's the formula right there.
You're all full of the sayings today, man. We're going to have to coin a bunch of these.
So I got much bigger fish to fry because I cast a wider net. Ooh.
Yes. Ooh, there you go.
I'm on fire tonight. So if you do take some lemons to the back of the Declaration of Independence.
No, that's not how that works.
So if you kidnap John Voight.
Citric acid doesn't work that way, my dude. It's like
and they still kept Ludacris for the music.
Honestly, I'd be there for it. You can't tell me that would be cool.
Move, Zeus, get out the way.
The way. Good. I don't think that's ludicrous.
I'm gonna look it up because I'm white and I don't know this.
But yeah, no, I've only seen the film, and musical. So like I do have a general idea for that. Yeah, look at you.
I know hip hop.
We'll make one hip hop reference and that's all it took. Wasn't it Home Depot last year that had that like 50-foot skeleton? I'm pretty sure. I'll have to look it up. But like, yeah, like Home Depot sold like a 50-foot skeleton, or like 15. I'm not 50 is kind of tall, but like
yeah, 50-foot skeleton.
But like a 20-foot skeleton for Halloween or something. But like,
makes me not want to go fishing with Josh. You're like, I caught a 30-foot fish. How big? It was like an 8-foot fish. Really? It was like a 27-foot fish.
It was like the size of my arm, but like 4 times.
But if my arm was bent a little bit like this,
and I was like hunched over like this,
and it was exactly like a Wednesday. It was just a picture, but it's very much just live action Barbie, right down to the hot pink.
Yeah.
Whatever her car is called, the Barbie Mobile.
It's a Malibu something. I don't know. I don't pay that. I mean, but like
it's
also
a Malibu meal.
My boy Ryan Gosling's in this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Ryan G.
They're like you said, bro, Ryan G. Why did you say that like you were some like agent that was looking at a list of names?
Hey,
that,
Ryan
like,
G, you haven't been in anything in a while. You want Barbie and then Wolfman? Barbie is secretly a prequel to the Wolfman movie. It will end with Ryan Gosling ripping everyone apart and everyone's limbs are detached like an actual Barbie's limbs can detach. Black Adam's about to be killed when all of a sudden Jay Garrick comes in, runs, saves the day, swoops in, gets everyone to safety, single-handedly wins the day. It's not a Black Adam movie. Jay Garrick and his amazing friends. Everyone else can suck it. And hopefully, the best thing that could happen in the MCU? Rogue being introduced and taking away Captain Marvel's powers, and we never have to see her again.
Dang, hold on, chill. Oh man,
straight for the throat. Wee Man is considered one of the greatest wrestlers of all time now.
Let's go, baby.
Everyone's super confused right now. They're going, Wee Man and WWE, just Wee Man WrestleMania. Look it up. It's great. God, do I not care? And I know some people are just like, you'll care when it comes out. No, I won't.
I won't.
I hated it then. I'm gonna hate it now. They'll be like, oh, but James Cameron has been working on this forever, and they're gonna re-release the first Avatar with upgraded graphics and sound. I'm going, boo-hoo, I don't care. The movie still sucks. I didn't like it then. I won't like it now because it's missing something important. Frickin' narrative. Interesting characters. I don't care about ponytail hookups. I really, in all the senses of the word hookup there, I don't care.
If I was to sit here and be like, it's coming, it's knocking at the door. Oh, no, that's Ghost Rider.
That's from Ghost Rider, idiot.
Yeah. But hey, it's still got Cage in it, my dude.
Not the same.
And he's just as good. He's
Big
just
Daddy's
as good.
Cage is not the same as Johnny Blaze's cage. That's two different cages, man.
I don't know. I don't know. That scene where he's guiding her.
He's got restraint at least in Kick-Ass, whereas Spirit of Vengeance, he's got his weird like nouveau shamanic like voodoo high priestess acting going on.
Jeez, those are some big words you got there, buddy. I'm so proud of you.
Nouveau shamanic is what he describes his acting method as.
Oh, no.
Especially Spirit of Vengeance. Like, that's actually the term he came up with.
Oh my gosh. Hey, like, something actually might go wrong here. Like, he's not just like a real charming guy. Like, there's a sense of dread behind those eyes. And
like
just
the real
like
Jeff Goldblum. Dude.
Nate's got a pop in his eyes.
I've
What's
seen
up, buddy?
this movie several times already, but I'm just not dawning on me. You think the reason Peacemaker had that reaction when he killed Rick Flag is it was almost identical to when he accidentally killed his brother?
No! It is! It literally is! Because he, like, literally saw, he's like, no, I don't want to kill you guys. I consider you a brother. Like, oh, no! That was not an emotional note that I was ready to realize on mic. Oh, my gosh, no!
This is what they've been gearing up for. Now, granted, I will still die on the horse that Happy should have been the one that says that line, and Happy's the one that dies instead, because he's been around longer, but...
Dies on the horse. I don't think that's... I don't know that's the phrase, my dude. But I agree with you.
Masculine Phantasm, I've beaten this horse to death. I've beaten it so hard that maybe someday the horse will come back to life via defibrillator, but then I'll just beat it again. This metaphor is getting away from me. Let's move on. He's just simping for Catwoman, basically.
Oh, we all are simping for Catwoman. We're gonna be real here.
No, we simp for Colin Farrell.
Colin's not in that movie. I don't know what you're talking about.
Recurring jokes. We got him.
Got him. Nah, we don't have much else, but we're coming here for the recurring jokes. Who are you supposed to be? I was like, the Crow, Eric Draven. Why does nobody get me?
I'm gonna go home and listen to My Chemical Romance CDs.
Let me hike up my second belt.
That's attached to my wallet somehow with a keychain.
Yes.
I'm gonna have my big old Jenko jeans.
Mom, give me a ride home. Like, yeah, that was absolutely that time in my life.
No one in youth group understands.
My youth pastor hates me, and I don't know why.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Josh's troublemaker name.
I was, dude, I have always been a troublemaker, and it is my best quality. That's what I tell myself when I'm sleeping alone.
Dun 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 dun. Avengers, assemble.
Was I attracted to Sarah in Land Before Time? No, that's not a thing. I'm not attracted to this one. No, stop it. No. You've never had that conversation with yourself? Just me? Got it. Okay. All right. Sounds good, buddy.
Do you want me to take the shovel out of your hand so you don't keep digging yourself further?
But
he is Spider-Man, not a rescue hero.
Rescue hero.
Bro, don't get me down that rabbit hole.
So most of my puzzle solving ability comes from that show, and I don't know why.
Rocky Canyon for president. He had a grapple hook.
God, okay. No. We're not going down a Rescue Heroes tangent. We're just not what's
next
happening.
Week, how to book a live-action Rescue Heroes movie.
Say less.
And they all have gigantic boots.
Dude, I see no issue with this. Absolutely.
Speaking of stupid stuff that we see time and time again, that's the worst transition I've ever had.
Okay. All right. Suddenly I don't feel like working today. I feel
working implies getting paid.
Oh, that's dang it. Yeah. I demand compensation.
Don't we all? John Goodman will be the predator this time around.
Bro, say less. How terrifying would that be? Like, because John Goodman's like 6'4" or something. Like, he's a tall dude.
It's just him. No, he's just him in the predator costume. Like, clearly does not fit into it. Just hanging in a tree. John Goodman hunt. John Goodman find. John Goodman devour.
I love child murder on screen. Let's go, buddy.
You know what you can't do on a computer screen? You can't zoom in and enhance. Looking at you, frickin' CSI, when they're just like, all right, we need to go down to the forensics department. All right, we got a picture of his license plate. It's a little blurry. Zoom in and enhance that. That does not exist. And even if it does exist someday, it's not going to exist in the early 2000s Dick Wolf era of Law and Order SVU garbage. Like, that technology does not exist. That's a freaking Deus Ex Machina. That's not how technology works. Stop making people... I can't tell you how many times I've had this in my actual life of people will be like, oh, that's a blurry picture. Well, you can fix that, right? No! That's not how life works. Just because you gave me this blurry picture off Facebook, Janice, doesn't mean I can make it suddenly an 8K resolution picture for us to put up on the church bulletin. What is it with Tom Cruise movies having audio issues in their trailers? Looking at you, mummy.
I was just going to bring that up.
Here's going to be the Uncharted Media dated reference of the week. I'll be like that teen girl that cried her eyes out during Sanjay's performance on American Idol.
Oh, wow. Jeez. So
Josh
much
is
like that.
So
I got
how do you
this. I got
segue out of the
this.
Sanjaya reference?
I got this.
The Hindenburg got hit by an iceberg and the Titanic caught on fire. That's what happened. And also, like, we all collectively wanted to punch that four-eyed kid in the face. Like, he was just the worst. Just kick him off the train and watch him fall to his death under the icy abyss.
Jeez, okay, I don't know about that
podcast.
Hold on, chill there, buddy.
So if they have already consumed Eeyore, he doesn't have a use for his tail anymore, does he?
Oh, stop.
Can you imagine if Pooh stabs someone in the face using Eeyore's tail? The nail in Eeyore's tail goes through someone's eye socket, and we just got demonetized from YouTube. We've done so much stupider for so much less. Let's make it happen.
If movie 43 is a thing, this could be a thing. Why not?
We've talked about that movie enough, and by that I mean one episode. That's more than enough. I refuse to let it die. Nightwing will show up on screen in my lifetime. It just might be on my deathbed, which will be self-imposed by a brain aneurysm from screaming about this so much. Because I remember making that graphic. I remember all of my children. I don't love them all equally, but I remember all my children. That's going to be quoted someday when I actually have kids. That soundbite is now in the history books somewhere.
So you're a real father then. Got it. Okay.
I babysit you every week.
Oh, no.
I would pay good money to see Jared Leto stuck in a claw machine for a couple hours and just make that a movie. Tron stuck in the grid.
The news reporter comes like, how did you get here? And he just looks the camera dead in the eye and just goes, I got morbed. Oh, that was not one I wanted. That was like, hey, like this would be like the worst power ever. If like you were able to eject like deli products from your nose and mouth. Like how awful. You like sneeze and like sauerkraut comes out. Like, oh God, no. Oh, or like roast beef comes out of your mouth. Like, God, that's just disgusting. Oh.
The mind of Josh, everyone. Always deli meats and weird bodily functions. Either way, I don't care about other people's feelings when it comes to my own happiness. That'd be an interesting trade-off. I have electricity powers, but every time you touch a doorknob, and every time you're surprised still. Like, you think, oh, no, this is not going to happen. Nope.
I see, but I think you know me well enough to know that if that wasn't the case, I'd be static charging every doorknob I pass so that it would lightly shucks the next person that used it.
You would never pick your feet up again. You'd just be shuffling on the ground, just like an angry gerbil.
Just like, coming for you, buddy.
Yes, their Instagram bio just says entrepreneur, but doesn't actually say what they do. They're those people.
No. Oh, no. Oh.
Meaning gainfully unemployed.
Joker starts getting sponsors. He's like, this crime is sponsored by Bang Energy.
Joker's in a pyramid scheme. That's why Joker does crime. Joker got caught up in one pyramid scheme and he can't get out of it.
I was like, isn't there like some jokes in
and Harley's just like, it's not a pyramid scheme, it's multi-level marketing, of course. So what you're saying is one of the dangers of speed is going to the danger zone because you have a need for speed.
Can I just say I appreciate that Maverick opens the same way that Top Gun starts? Like,
yep, and then they immediately ditch it. But here's the other thing, though. He's one of the few superheroes that can actually transform from one thing to another, because when he becomes a door and you leave him open, he becomes a jar.
So anyway, guys...
I will sit on this one until you all appreciate it. But yes, that one moment of decapitation was funnier than almost anything else I've seen of like, do it again! His head's already off! Do it again, I don't care. So go places not looking for stuff. If you find us on a podcast, don't be looking for us and you'll find us. We will enter your homes whether you want us to or not. We're coming for your ear holes. The only thing that can stop them is Godzilla teaming up with Kong. Teaming up with the freaking Jaegers from Pacific Rim. I refuse to let that die. That's a crossover we need. Come on now. I need a Jaeger to punch a kaiju in the face. They'll turn and pivot after getting punched, only get fire blasted by Godzilla and then uppercutted by Kong. Come on! That sounds awesome. Better yet, a Jaeger riding on the back of Godzilla to battle with Charlie Hunnam. We will avenge the death of Luther. It was Luther. No, Luther's another Idris Elba character. Stacker Pentecost, the greatest name ever for a hero.
It's such a cool last name, bro. Like, you can't even deny it.
And here's where I bring old tried and true back to the table. Curse you, Bob Chapin!
Yeah, like that. There's
like this is. Oh,
there's
that
no
good.
way.
This is what I should have been bringing about 2 weeks ago when I got to complain about him.
Legit, like I was supposed to pick my brother up from what I thought was school, and I thought it was at 2:30. Yeah, thought it was at 2:30. It was ended up being at 2. So I went to where he normally is for school, and nobody was in the parking lot. So I was like, I'm picking you up from school, right? And he's like, Josh, it's July. No, I'm at work. Oh, yeah, I'll be right there.
Now I'm just picturing a nearly 30-year-old man in a school parking lot in the middle of July. Somebody's going to be on the phone just calling him, oh, God, the Johnson boy's at it again. Stranger danger. Yeah. He's got the mustache and everything.
Oh, okay. But still, yeah, it was definitely like it's been a bad brain day all day today, but it'll be what it is, and it is what it be.
I guarantee you, though, even on your bad brain day today, it's got to be better than some of your concussion days back in the day. Oh, yeah, boy, well, that was a very different brainological person right there of Josh.
Brainological? We're coming up with words now.
Brainological should be an actual word. Brainological sounds right. Like shrubbage. That's an actual word, McKinsey Hubachek. Suck it. But most importantly, if Dick Grayson is going to be the end cameo, I need to see that on a big screen. I need to lose my vocal cords more than I did with J.K. Simmons returning as Jay Jonah in Spider-Man Far From Home, and J.K. Simmons is in Batgirl. So Illuminati confirmed Nightwing is in it because connect the dots, open your brains, people. It's all connected in the Nathan Wishlist world. That's what we live in now. You didn't get an invite, but you live in it now. We're getting Nightwing in a Batgirl movie confirmed. Follow the logic, people.
You didn't get an invite, but you live in it now. That's the quote. That's the quote for the rest of the week.
Or two, we find out that the villain for Fantastic Four is Mole Man. I will lose my mind going, I was right! They stole my script! It would not make sense timeline-wise at all why Michael Keaton's Batman would show up to Jason Momoa's Aquaman and be like, hey, bro, we need help. You want to get nuts? Let's get C-Nuts.
Yeah, okay, sure.
C-Nuts is a thing.
Yeah, sure.
Put that on a t-shirt and wear it. But I'm losing my train of thought.
Today, buddy.
I'm losing my train of thought real quick with C-Nuts, but he looks like he's killed someone in his life. Like, I just buy that. I mean that in the nicest way possible, Frank. Please do not kill Josh. I'm clearly safe.
I love how you're not worried about him killing you, but he's going to kill me. All right.
No, Frank and I are tight. We're good. We have an understanding.
If we were going to cast Dick Grayson, I'd do Simu. To me, that's beyond perfect.
Don't you dare tempt me with something I cannot have. Simu Liu as Nightwing? Just swap out the Shang-Chi outfit for black and blue?
That's like perfect, bro. That's so perfect. And I'm really like I
hate you, man. Insert the Kevin Garnett Uncut Gems meme. Why are you showing me something I can't have? Come on.
So like that's what he thinks cool people do.
I've never been cool. Even I know that's stupid.
Yeah. This is definitely one of those that
don't agree so fast.
Look, dude, you've been at me all day, bro. Nah,
that's
we ain't doing that.
That is fair. I would buy all the toys again.
All right. Chill out,
no!
Bob Chapek. You're only thinking of the merchandising opportunities.
If Chapek buys the rights to Rescue Heroes and puts a Rescue Heroes series on Disney Plus or a live action movie, all will be forgiven. All of it. I don't care. I'm drooling now, literally.
That just because you're Robin, you're more important than Batman.
No. Robin is always more important than Batman.
No.
You know what
not.
You're saying when you bring that to the table. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
So no. Let me ask Nate. No. Let's taking out like any kind of specific Robin. If they were like, yes, we're going to tell a Robin story, but it's more important than any Batman that we subscribing with. That's confusing.
No,
that's weird. Yes, it is. It doesn't. As much as maybe that's a bad example because it's Robin and he has developed himself. Okay, fine.
Get someone that I'm less emotionally invested in.
I don't see any movie as perfect. There's always something you can do better. There's always something you can. Okay, yeah, that's the best way to do it. But that's not the point.
I hate Amanda Seyfried. I don't know why.
Really?
I just do. I've never liked her. I just hate Amanda Seyfried. If you ask me why, I genuinely can't tell you why. Just something about her just doesn't sit right in the yes. I don't like her.
In the yes.
I don't have the words to explain my hatred.
I know that body part. The yes, of course.
I am eloquent with many a words, except when I need to use them the most to describe my hatred of the Seyfried.
We're part of this whole generation that, like, all right, when you show somebody Lord of the Rings, you have to, especially the Two Towers, you have to force yourself to not tell them about how Virgo like broke his toe on that helmet.
Oh my God, that's such a generational thing of like every quote unquote early film fan was like, hey, did you know Viggo Mortensen actually broke his toe and that scream of agony in Two Towers is actually him screaming in agony because he broke his toe? Did you not know that? That's such a cool, unique
fascinating. Isn't it cool?
And
wow.
Oh my God, please don't tell me you were that guy that thought they had the best Gollum impersonation, because we all knew at least one person that's like, dude, you'll never guess what. I have the best Smeagol impersonation. And you go, oh, that's not an interesting character feature. You're not unique. And it's either that or they think they've got a really unique and good Christopher Walken.
So it was worse.
Oh, God.
It wasn't just me. It was me, my best friend at the time, and I think Ben did it too, my brother. Like, all three of us would sit in the circle and do the impersonations and have, like, a whole conversation, which nowadays I understand, like, doing impersonations in those kinds of settings can be very, very funny. You just have to, like, time it right, you know, and the content's important. Like, saying, like, really messed up stuff in a Mickey voice is a lot of fun. But like, yeah, like it was
Don't
totally
be that guy that like opens conversation with, be like, "You got any special skills?" Oh yeah, I got a really good Gollum voice. Like the person that always did the Gollum voice, the person that always did the Gollum voice was like made that their one defining characteristic of just like, hey, here's my one party trick that I've got. A lackluster Gollum impersonation. You want to hear it? And everyone's just going, we're more or less obligated to say yes, I guess. Like, get it over with.
To get it over with, because otherwise they're gonna just bother you about it.
Yeah, says the dude that thinks he's got a good Owen Wilson and Nicolas Cage impersonation, but in reality, it's just
they're the
just
same.
pretend
Thing.
No, there's a big difference between wow and not the bees. They're in my eyes. My eyes. You gotta draw out. You gotta draw out the old.
Why is that same voice to me?
iRobot. I have iRobot on my Zune, which is like the most 2000 sentence you can have. It's like that's a throwback right there.
I mean, that's what's eating Gilbert's grape, and that's Leonardo DiCaprio.
What's eating Gilbert's grape?
That's what I said. That's what the name of them.
No. What's eating Gilbert grape? Not Gilbert's grape. Gilbert Grape is his name. Gilbert's grape sounds like the VeggieTales parody. Quick side tangent though. Everyone at home, I'm sure will enjoy, because not related to movies whatsoever, but it got me thinking with a road trip. And if my family is listening to this, or even others listening to this, they know exactly where I'm going with this. I've already set the stage earlier within this podcast. I'm coming to this that I don't like snakes. Arizona has quite a few of them. So
really?
We're on another road trip to Rocky Spring Training, which is a really cool experience. But we get out. There's this not even gas station, bathroom rest stop in the middle of freaking nowhere, middle of the desert in Arizona. And as soon as you get in your car, every 3 feet, there's a sign, stay on path, snakes in area. Oh God, I was never more scared in my entire life. And also, I set the distance record for how far away you could be from the urinal and still make it in, because I was so paranoid. I was going to have a snakes on a plane situation and have a snake just pop up out of the urinal and just fly at me. And my parents made fun of me because I'm just like, you remember Kronk in A Person Who Groove, like sticking to the wall? That was me. That was me sticking to the wall going, I don't see any snakes, but none of them are going to sneak up on me. Not today. And so I'm like slowly opening the bathroom door like Michael Myers in H2O, just going, snakes? I probably had to poop, but you cannot pay me to sit down for the same fear that a snake was going to come up and kill me on the spot. Not from his bite, from giving me a sheer heart attack. This was clearly the same trip as the Sound of Music Grandma.
Sound of Music Grandma.
Sounded weird coming out.
I just have a mental image of Julie Andrews like as like a grandma from Encanto, like Sound of Music Grandma.
Yeah, that's the same trip with the Sound of Music Grandma. And so this dude basically gets covered in blood, and the very next time we see him, he's totally fine. There's no blood on him, and it's been like a minute or two. I'm going, how? Blood is incredibly hard to get off. Trust me. The body in my trunk told me so.
Why do you know? Why do you know that?
The body in my trunk told me so. That's the best you could
do? You're starting to sound like my parents. Oh man. I don't even know. I don't think my parents listen to this podcast, man.
You watch, this will be the one that they do. And they'll go be like, well, at least he knows.
At least he knows.
How many more you got? I got 5.
I got 5 as well.
Yeah, we're good at this.
Yeah, I mean, we better be for almost 200 episodes.
Here's what happens is Josh and I only have one brain, and we just kind of share it via FedEx every couple days. It just kind of goes back and forth.
No.
That explains Josh's lapses in memory from time to time.
Yeah. It's UPS, and so sometimes one of us isn't home to sign for it, so it just gets sent back.
I believe it. I believe it.
All right.
I swear our podcast after 200 episodes is just a revolving door of 10 references.
I mean, yeah, most of our comedy is.
Rule of thirds, everyone. Repeat the same thing. Eventually, it'll be funny.
It's just it's
the brain thing, man. It's the brain.
We're going back to the same joke. We got one joke this podcast.
We've only got one joke. How to Train Your Dragon, Iron Giant.
Oh, just watch out for that Kung Fu Panda.
Well, what's been your favorite moment or episode from the Uncharted Media Podcast? We always like hearing from you guys. If you haven't already, subscribe to whatever platform you're listening to us on, whether it's iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or YouTube. And if you haven't already, subscribe us on YouTube. It'll help us out a lot as we make this slow climb to 1,000 subscribers. We've got some other things in the works. We always say we're working on stuff, and we are, but we actually are working on ways to improve the channel, get you more video stuff, further expand upon the Uncharted Media Podcast name, and what else can we bring to you guys to be entertaining and of value so that you're getting the most value out of us and we can keep talking about movies with you guys. So if there's anything you would like us to do in the future, let us know. We always like hearing from you guys. And for the 200th time, stay sharp, movie guys and gals.